Hey everyone, I just wanted to welcome you to my channel. I'm Charley BIlllings, if you don't know who I am. What? Alright, so in today's video, I'm actually going to tell you my journey to veganism. And like the reasons why I went vegan, along with describing my goals of what I want for the future for me and baby Anthony, because in fact, like, nobody knows anything about me here, so why not dig right in? Alright, the first reason why I actually went vegan is because I have always hated meat, like, no joke. My mom would give me, like, of course, vegetables and potatoes and stuff like that, and I would gobble that right up, even the mac and cheese, but the meat, I would do everything to get rid of that. If that included, like, shoving it in my mouth and throwing it in the trash, or sneaking it off of the dog, or putting it on my sister's plate. Literally, I was not eating it if I could get out of it. I never liked the taste or the texture or even just it in general. And that was before I actually knew where it came from. So, I was a weird kid. We all know this. I was a weird kid. Still am a weird adult too, so. Alright. The second reason why I actually am vegan is because of the fact that I've never liked milk. Not even in my cereal. My mom used to make me this special cereal when I was a kid, and it consisted of the Wheaties, like the frosted Wheaties. She would make them in a bowl with milk, with water instead of milk, and heat them up, and then top it off with some butter and a little bit of sugar. That was my favorite cereal. Now, to this day, if it's cold outside, I will go for that cereal because it's like one of my comfort foods. So, alright, so now for the third. I've always been obsessed with nutrition and health and like doing everything all natural. So I used to do all of this research upon research upon research. And I'm a little girl, probably like 6 or 7 when I first find out about that, like, health and vegetarians actually exist, which was mind-blowing because about that, like, I was like, oh, there's actually people who eat like I want to eat and they're healthy. Why can't I do that? And of course, since I lived in a normal American household back then where I only had one working parent and funds were limited, so and whatever we ate for dinner was what we had. There was no getting out of it by any means. So, and if you tried, like, hey mom, I'm not going to eat, or I'm full, or whatever excuse you came up with, it'd be there for the next morning. So that would be your breakfast. So I wasn't able to be a vegetarian when I was a kid, even though I really, really, really wanted to. And then I actually found out my all-time quote. It is, let food be thy medicine. I think that's still amazing. I still try to live by that today. Because if we can do something that is more holistic in our diets, then we don't have to, like, take all these prescribed medicines and just, like, have all of those toxins in the body. Especially since they all have side effects. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, though. I really wanted to be a part of this amazing new world that I found and that I explored, and so I kept doing the new, all of the fun facts and learning as much as I possibly could, so I could eventually move to being a vegetarian as an adult. Now for my fourth reason. I was a ballerina for 9 years of my childhood. I danced 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. It was my life. It was my passion. Like, that's what I did to survive. When I was younger, I was in a very abusive household and stuff, and that was my escape. Since I was verbally, sexually, and, like, physically abused, I needed that escape. Well, when I turned 16, all of that was gone. I was not able to dance anymore, let alone walk. I couldn't get out of bed because of that I felt so lethargic and tingly and numb. I could not move my body. My asthma flared up. I had acid reflux, so the food I did eat did not make me feel good. It made me actually a lot worse. So my mom took me to doctor after doctor after doctor, and nothing was helping. And so I went back to my research because I remember reading about vegetarians healing their illnesses and everything. And so I was like, what the hell? I'm 16. I am paying for my own food already. I have a job. Why don't I just do it? So I slowly started on the vegetarian journey. And I'll have to say, it was slow. It was not overnight. Especially not like the superstars who always say it was overnight. But so I first started with beef because I hated that the worst. And then I did pork because I could easily live without. Chicken was the hard one, and fish I liked, but I didn't have cravings. So officially, like, after about 6 months, I was vegetarian, and I was reaping the benefits. I felt so good and stuff, but I didn't feel like on top of the world. I could actually walk again. I was not taking inhalers for my asthma anymore. I could actually breathe. I wasn't lethargic, and I wasn't able to not get out of bed anymore and stuff. So it really made a big difference in my world. And then I slowly, when I continued doing research and stuff to keep myself on track, I found out about vegan and like what happens when they take the milk and the cheese and everything and from the babies, and like I wouldn't want to do that for my kid. I wouldn't want to like give my breast milk away to somebody else and have him starve or have him eat something that is less nutrients if I have the capabilities of doing so. So I slowly went to being a vegan and cutting out the cheese and the dairy, and I will have to say that was the worst, or at least the hardest, not the worst. Because as soon as I started doing it, after about a week and stuff, the cravings started to like decline, and I was able to function better. I was able to think clearer and everything. So, and then my other thing is, if I'm not going to be killing the animals, why should I be taking things from them, like their leather or like, yeah, cow skin for leather, or silk from worms? I don't know if they kill those ones, but still. And like just other things. It's just, to me, I don't want to do any harm. So I actually completely cut that out. So I literally was vegan for 5 years, and it was absolutely amazing. I sacrificed being a vegan for financial reasons, and because I was trying to put somebody else first and trying to have mutual agreement, since it's really hard to buy 2 different sets of food for one household. So I sacrificed it. Well, after baby Anthony was born, I was, all the things, like, my whole pregnancy sucked. I had all of those things. I had low blood pressure. I could not get out of bed. I could not do my job. I was literally bedridden. I don't like to stay in one place for very long at all. So when he was born and I actually got back to work and stuff, and I was able to do things for myself since I had a C-section, I was finally fully healed. At least as much as I could, I was still having difficulties getting around at work and just doing things in general. So I was like, well, why don't I go back to being vegetarian and stuff, because that was the best time of my life. I love that food. I still don't really like eating meat, and I actually had enough energy to do everything. So I slowly went back to being a vegetarian in 2017, so I've officially been for a year, over a year, maybe a year and a half since it's May. And like, I reap the benefits, and I love it. I love having the energy and the excitement to do stuff, and knowing that I'm actually saving animals and the environment, since it's using less water and everything to build my own, or just to grow my own vegetables, or even get them from somebody else. It doesn't take that much water and energy. So that's the reason why I'm vegan, and I think I'm really going to continue. Now, when I first became vegan, I ate a lot of the processed foods and stuff like that. And I will have to say, I'm officially 30 and I finally love salads and bananas and everything whole fruits. So I am working on going towards a whole food plant-based diet. I feel like I'm going to have a lot more benefits and a lot more of like being in tune with my body and my needs and just nutrition and overall. So, alright. So, guys, now for my goals of the future. Alright, so I've been continuing doing research because that's what I do best, I guess, and I really get excited over little fun facts, especially in science and math and like health and all of it. So I really want to start becoming environmental friendly, especially since Earth Day was just up and stuff. I became more aware of what kind of tolls our lifestyles have on the world. So, number one thing I really want to do is work on going zero waste, and that's the reason why you've been seeing all of my videos along with like composting and having my own garden. And then I also want to move towards minimalism. I mean that I don't need actual things to be happy. That little boy behind me is what makes me happy, and I want him to have an amazing future in the future, of course. So I feel like if I buy less things and I'm going to focus on baby Anthony more and my own needs so I can meet his needs, then that will be so beneficial. Along with actually, since I'm not buying all of this stuff, I'm going to have more money in my pocket. I'm going to be able to get my house and my land that I want and be able to have a gigantic garden so I can live off the land and do things the way I want to. And then I actually applied back for school in fall, and I'm just waiting on financial aid to get in and stuff, and no matter what, I'm going to make it work. And my original plan, which I am going back to it, is getting a degree in nutrition because that's my absolutely love. My entire 30 years has been spent on researching nutrition. I want that degree so I can actually help others like you. I want to help you be able to get where I am. Maybe not in the same ways and stuff because I know not all of you are open to being vegan, or at least not at this stage of your life. But I do want to educate more families on how to prepare healthy meals and include more veggies in their diet because I think it's highly important. We are nutrient deficient here in America, and it's not cool, not when we're trying to raise babies. The next thing I'm trying to do is become debt free, and in that way I can actually just save up for his baby Anthony's future and pay for his schooling and stuff so he can have the dreams that he wants, and so I can give more back to my community. Maybe not have money, but in time, something. So, and then baby Anthony actually helped me go back to God, and I find that since I went back to, or I found a home church, because I've never had a church I would regularly attend, let alone feel like a family. In October, I'm finding little pieces of myself to make myself a whole again. I'm actually finally healing, and thank God for God, I would have to say, because I feel like my purpose in life has been finally lit on fire again, and it burnt out, I want to say probably about 8 or 9 years ago, and I'm very happy to actually have that determination and excitement for life when I wake up in the morning and just be able to like want to save the world and help everybody out in the best way I know how to, with my favorite thing, which is nutrition and health and babies. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask or want to get to know me and stuff, just leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe and like, which I don't know if it's on this side or this side, but we'll figure it out when I'm editing. And yeah, keep in tune. But I really enjoyed sharing my journey with you guys today, and I hope you come back and see me. Have a good day, guys.